Jacob Hechtman.
What's your major?
Technically undecided, but I would like to go for like architecture design.
Cool. Do you believe your reading choices have impacted your choice in major?
My mom's an interior designer, so I've been exposed to like design kind of things. And so I remember like when I was in like 5th grade, my mom would have like design books out on her coffee table, and I would look at them whenever I was bored. So that for me was kind of like my first exposure to architectural design books.
So how did you go about selecting reading material as a child?
I would kind of just like steal books off my older brother's bookcase. I remember my grandma got him the first Hunger Games book, and I was like, I want that. And so when it sat there for 3 months, I was like, okay, thanks. Read it in about like a week, which for me was crazy because I don't read even back then. And that kind of like exposed me to the Diversion series and other books like that.
So, how do you go about selecting reading material now?
I honestly don't. For me, it's kind of just like, oh, okay, for this class I'm required to read this book. Cool. Guess that's what I'll read. I don't read for leisure. If I did, it would probably, I mean, like, it's kind of a stretch, but like reading news articles or, I don't know, probably like stuff I'm interested in, which would be like design or that. Not necessarily like books per se.
What factors have you noticed impact your leisure reading material choices? Sort of a similar question, but...
Definitely like just amount of time. This year compared to like last year, I've had a lot more time on my hands, but it's also been like a lot more work for school. So like when I have free time, I'm kind of just like, cool, nap time.
What factors have you noticed impacting your major choice?
I mean, definitely like my exposure to architecture and design, but since that isn't here, I'm technically undecided unless I like transfer schools. So since being here though, I have been like more interested in like sustainability, which something like environmental studies, and I don't know, just like stuff about like human rights and humanities classes and I don't know, stuff like that.
How did you go about choosing your major? I know you haven't really been able to here at Western, but what brought you to that choice?
Probably just like the classes I've been taking for GURs just like incidentally are interesting to me, or circumstantially, I don't know. But yeah, mostly just like exposure overall.
Cool. Is it more important for you to get information or entertainment when you're reading for leisure?
Thinking back to like when I was younger, it was definitely about entertainment, whereas now I think the reading I do is more about information, just because I'm not really reading for fun. If I'm reading something, it's because it's in the news, or just like a book I'm supposed to be reading.
Cool. Do you believe your preferred reading genres have impacted your life choices at all?
It's about 50-50 on that one. I mean, I sound like a broken record, but like, again, going back to like my mom, she definitely like is the reason that I'm interested in that. But then again, like the books being on the coffee table and me just like flipping through them and being interested in it is definitely like cemented in my mind that that's what I want to be doing. And even now, just like the books I'm reading for the classes that I'm taking, like environmental studies or humanities, and being interested in that is also kind of just like 50-50.